today I'm here with Caleigh. And Caleigh, how long have you been at MadLab?
I think it's 3 years. Like it's probably 3 years now for sure, if not a little bit over.
And what were you looking for when you found MadLab?
What was I looking for when I found MadLab? Well, actually, I was looking for Andy. It's funny, but I saw Andy wheeling around the neighborhood. He had that Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
And this guy on his little machine, like I'd see him everywhere. And then I started noticing he was coming to this place. And then I'd see people running and doing all sorts of stuff. And I was like, what is going on at that gym? So it just kind of intrigued me. And I ended up looking it up. And, I was kind of just coming out of triathlon. I was getting injured all the time in triathlon. I was kind of burnt out from it. And so I was looking for something else. So I just decided to email, and I didn't realize how quickly you guys responded and set up an appointment, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm coming. So that's kind of how it happened.
I never knew that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And so you came in, you did your first day, and sort of what have you noticed within the last 3 years? How has your mind, your body, everything changed since you've been here?
Well, I think I've always been, I've always done sports and I've kind of always done activity, but for me it was definitely always quantity, right? More and more and more. And I would often sort of skip the workouts that were more technique wise, and I would always come to the ones that were a lot of running and a lot of huffing and puffing and that kind of thing. And then over time I would say that's changed quite a bit. I actually really look forward to doing some of the more technique things and trying to learn certain moves, even though it is very hard for me. And I would say I listen a lot more now, even though some people still disagree with me. But yeah, so I still have that sort of push where if there's too much talking in class, you can see me start to kind of move around a little bit and start to maybe collect things before I'm supposed to. But I would say it's changed for me that I start to really kind of focus on different techniques and learn different skills and try and hone in on things. It's not all just about the calorie burn, I would say, anymore, which I think it was at the start. So
that's a really neat transition for you, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So how, obviously being someone fit and athletic your whole entire life, still doing that now, how has training here sort of helped you in sport or even just other areas of your life that involve physical activity? You've got two young boys who are both very active. How has being here sort of helped?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely helped with the two of them. They're almost 9 and 11 and they're really active. So, and I can keep up with them, right? I don't carry them as much as I used to because they're getting pretty heavy, but I still can, right? And I can still swing through the monkey bars with them or play tag and, go for bike rides with them, do different things. And I started playing soccer again. I was just telling Dashi this. Well, it's been 2 games, but after my first game, my eldest actually came to watch me and told me that I was dope and that I was MVP of the game, and that tomorrow, though, he would show me a few moves that would probably help me, which was kind of cute. But, it was pretty awesome to actually be a 43-year-old mother and to have your 10-year-old son tell you that you were dope, even if it was just for the day.
Yeah, that's so neat. And so your two boys often in here, they're exposed to sort of fitness and health a lot in your family. Do you think that's really going to sort of bring them up into a life that has, fitness as a priority? And how do you think that'll help, being here, how does it help sort of maybe their future? And have you ever thought about that? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. We've always had them in sports, but I think seeing Mike, because my husband comes as well, I think seeing both of us make it a priority in our lives, they just believe that exercising is something you do. It's something that's part of your lifestyle, it's something that you commit to, and that it's not kind of strange or an anomaly for an adult to do that. So yeah, I think for them, they just really, it's kind of mom just exercises and so does dad, and this is the place they like to come and they think it's kind of cool. Kieran, he's very invested in wanting to do this. When I'm 12, do I get to go to CrossFit and do those kinds of things? And but I just think in general, eating healthy for the most part, and then exercise, they really do see that as just being what you do. Yeah.
So you've been here for 3 years. I know you've competed in a couple of competitions, and then like you said, you sort of used to be a cardio junkie, and now you're sort of maybe understanding that, sometimes technique is sort of good thing to base off of. What have you noticed like that's changed for you, and then sort of what keeps you here?
Oh, so many things. I think what's changed for me is I often now, like, I love the classes and I love all the people that I know in the company, but it's actually a place for me where I can be quiet and kind of focus inward a little bit, and I get a lot of that too. So if I come on a Sunday or a Saturday morning and just do my own thing, I mostly, like, I might skip a little bit just because I'm trying to get double unders. But mostly I actually just do weights the whole time, or I focus just on skills or that kind of thing, whereas before it always would have been like, what's the hardest WOD that I can pick from the week and do that, right? And just kind of blow my brains out. So I don't have that kind of drive anymore. I like to come here, and Emily often gives me a program of things that I'm working on, and I just kind of practice on different weight skills, and I find it really satisfying, whereas before I wouldn't necessarily have found that very satisfying unless I was like a full-blown like marathon or something like that, right? So I think that has changed for sure in me. Yeah, and I think what keeps me coming back is all of that, like MadLab is such a, to me, I don't even like calling it a gym, because it's almost like it's just this place of wonderfulness, like I drive up in the parking lot and I'm like, I'm here. Like, it's, I don't know, it's the best part of my day. Like, I have a hard job with like 200 people that report to me and 2 kids. And so this is my space of like happiness and joy. And I love all the people that I get to come and say hi to. But I also love like that I can have that calm, quiet time that I get from out of here too. The coaches and all the people are just so brilliant. Like, Emily's been a phenomenal coach to me, but so are all of them. Like, they'll all come and give you little tips or help you with things. I mean, I've worked with Chesty with mobility stuff, and if he's kind of bored and I'm in here, he'll come over and, take a look at it and give me something to do, or hey, let me look at this, or he'll even say that you should not be doing what you're doing right now. So it's just, you feel really well taken care of in this place, like no other place that I've exercised or been with before. There's just this real feeling of like, I don't know, we've all kind of got your back, I guess, in a way, which may sound silly, but that's kind of how it feels, right? Like, I just could never not imagine having MadLab. So.
Got like tears. So that kind of brings me to like, do you have a favorite memory of this place, or a story, or anything you want to sort of sum everything up with?
Probably bringing my husband on board, because for the first, I'm trying to think how long he's been here now. He's like year and a half, maybe, right? 2 years, maybe. So it may not have taken me that long. But for the first year, I was like, you've got to do this. You've got to come to this place. And he was like, this is just another crazy Caleigh thing. This is your thing. Like, leave me out of it. You and your CrossFit. Because he always talked about it as being CrossFit, right? You and your CrossFit friends and la la la, that's just your thing. And then I don't know how I did it, but I convinced him to come, and I got him set up with Tom. He loves it, like, as much as I love it. And so sometimes I'm like, but like, I used to only come here Monday to Friday, because weekends I was like, okay, I can leave it to the side and, just have quality time. And now we get to come every weekend because Mike wants to come too, and he's really invested. He even gets up and comes to the 6 a.m.s with me now, because he's got a job that he has to come in the mornings. So that's really special for me, because I always was like, it's so much more than you think it is. Like, it's gonna do so many good things from you and for you. And I think when he started to like gain the relationships, like, he has more friends than I do. When he started to gain the relationships and get to know the coaches and just really realized what a brilliant place it was, and then the gains he was getting too, he's as invested as I am. Well, I don't know if that's possible, but close. And so that's really, I don't know, that just feels kind of amazing that it's pretty neat.
Yeah. Cool. Any final words?
Let me think. Oh, put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Final words. Tom, I do sometimes listen to you.
I say final words, but I just wanted to point out, you're in here today at 4 o'clock because why?
I'm getting a massage from CJ, because I do have a little bit of a shoulder shtick going on. So I'm doing lots of different things to take care of it, and this place offers that as well. So, yeah.
So if you need an RMT, you can come to MadLab. Thank you, friend.
You're welcome.